Today I will share with you a series of tips, routines that can help us to get through this difficult time that we have with the COVID-19. We can do very much by prevention, and that is our first and strongest protection, to protect ourselves, to protect our loved ones, and to protect everyone else around us. What I will show you are the routines that I used to do after a working day where there is people, or if I've been shopping for quite some time in a big shop and where other people has been crossing, or there are queues or transport, and then coming home to try to make sure as much as possible that we are clean and we are not carrying any virus. The effect of this particular virus has the peculiarity of creating a phlegm that dries and gets attached like a plaster on the lungs, and then the lungs, they cannot do the functions and they will collapse. Reduce alcohol as much as possible, forget about the smoking. So something that may help is to consume plenty of liquids, especially if they are warm, not cold things. I would suggest to drink chamomile, that is kind of neutral. So green tea or the teas that they are used to help to go down in weight, they tend to make the body cold inside, which means that the dynamic of the body slows down, gets cooler, and that is not convenient in this case. As soon as coming home, leave everything outside the bag, your keys, any goods that you have bought outside in shopping, and immediately to wash your hands. You can have in a spray bottle some form of alcohol, or you can mix a third of soap with water, 2/3 of water, 1/3 of soap, or half, either or, alcohol or that mixture. Then you spray everything you brought also the handles of the doors. So then after, with the paper or with some rag, you will clean the surface of what you have brought home, because we don't know who has been touching in the shop. Sometimes you can leave something and then put it back, and it doesn't matter if they are wearing gloves or no, or you are wearing gloves anyway, you are bringing that home. After you have finished to clean everything that you brought from the outside into the house, into your apartment, in my case, I prefer, rather than to just wash my hands and my arms and my head, I prefer just to take a shower after being a whole day working outside or being shopping for a long time for the week. It can be also useful when you are going shopping, especially to the use of the gloves. I think that they can help you more than preventing directly to take things, unless you have some small injury or some peeling in your skin that will be easier to get something in you. But otherwise, the good help of the gloves is that it brings you awareness when especially you will pass your hand close to your face, to your head. We are so used to that we don't pay attention to it. It's like riding a bike. You ride a bike, you are not thinking that you're riding a bike. We have a series of routines, habits that we don't pay attention. As an example, the other day I was on the train, and there was this lady. The train stopped, and then she touches the button to open the door of the train, and as she touches, then she goes and touches the nose. Something bothered her, perhaps, and sometimes you can put the hair behind, or you want to. We don't pay attention to the things. So, but when you have gloves, you will be much more aware about it. Something else that I used to do when coming home, when coming from work, in the case meeting clients, etc., even if I use some kind of protection, when coming home, I used to do some routines like cleansing the nose and do some gargling with water, slightly warm water and salt. Cleanse the airways in the nose and throat. It is possible to use this type of rinser for the nose. You may find this on the net, and if you have difficulties in finding this, I saw somewhere on the net someone had a very good idea to use a bottle for a sport that has a kind of a nozzle and that is possible to use as well. Of course, in both cases, before using and after using, clean it well with soap, with some warm water and soap, so it's possible to use again. What we will put in here is about more or less a teaspoon of salt that will dissolve into the water. We shake well, and then we will cleanse. So if you use a bottle because you don't have how to get the can, you will have to press the bottle. Something that we can practice now as well is to have morning walks, preferably early when the air has changed during the night. Now with the isolation, social distancing, more important and necessary, and at the same time the opportunity to go out early morning and deep breathing purposely to clean our lungs. It could be by the beach, a park, or just maybe the garden behind the house. Create your routines, keep strong, keep your will, don't give up. Maybe it can be a habit for a long time, like the same when you are brushing your teeth every morning. You never think about that anymore, you just do it. And the same can be with this. Teach your children and go ahead. Life goes on. See you soon. Bye.